Hey, what's going on? It's Fight Season MMA, and today I want to talk about Conor McGregor's recent pullout versus Michael Chandler at UFC 303. And is this the biggest loss in MMA history? And we will discuss that today. Let's get right into the video. Okay, I think the MMA community is mourning today that we are going to probably have to wait for McGregor v. Chandler. Probably going to get rescheduled in August or September. Now, I want to say that I think that this is one of the biggest losses in MMA history because I don't know how much you can truly rely on Conor McGregor stepping into the octagon. I know that this fight was booked. It was for International Fight Week, and I know this was the fight that Conor was calling for, the date he was calling for. But until Conor McGregor is in the octagon getting his name called from Bruce Buffer and the first round starts, I am not believing that he is stepping in the octagon ever again. Because ultimately there was so much build up to this and so much uncertainty leading to this verdict that happened last night at 11 p.m. that Conor McGregor is not ultimately fighting on the card that he called out for. And I feel so sorry for Michael Chandler, and I think he will eventually get his fight. I just don't know when. But Conor McGregor does not need to return to the octagon anytime soon. I don't know why he is still fighting. There's no really reason for him to fight. I don't know if he just has the urge to fight, if that's the ultimate reason, but Conor McGregor doesn't have a specific reason to fight, at least according to me, going into the octagon again. But I want to talk about, is this the biggest loss the UFC has ever had? And I'm going to say no. I think the biggest loss the UFC ever had was a fight between Habib Nurmagomedov and Tony Ferguson. That fight was scheduled 4 or 5 times, and every single time it did not come through. And ultimately, I think prime Tony Ferguson was the biggest threat to Habib in that division at the time, and I think would have been an incredibly hard fight for Habib to deal with. Tony's grappling ability and Tony's striking ability to mix up everything, combined with Habib's grappling and Habib's pressure, that would be an amazing fight. And I think that fight, for the MMA fan and not the casual, would have been more impactful to see than a Conor McGregor versus Michael Chandler fight. Every single person wants to see Conor McGregor in the octagon. That's a given. And I'm not saying that the fight won't be more exciting, but I'm saying in totality, when it comes to championship aspirations on the line, and that being for the Habib and Tony fight being for a championship, and Conor McGregor v. Chandler possibly being Conor's last fight on the way out of the UFC organization, the Habib and Tony fight would be such an integral part of the UFC as a whole, whereas Conor v. Chandler just seems like it's a stepping stone for a massive event in the UFC total. Now, another reason why I don't think this is the biggest is I think this fight is going to get rescheduled. But like I said previously, I don't know how realistic that's going to be, considering Conor McGregor has pulled out of this fight with an injury, and Conor McGregor has been seen partying. Because we all know, I don't know what the injury is. It could be something with his leg. It could be something completely new. But we all know partying doesn't coincides with getting injured. And I think Conor McGregor was doing a lot of partying during his training camp rather than taking it seriously. Now, I cannot suggest that's the only reason. That probably Conor had his time that he was training, and some of the training footage that came out looked absolutely stupendous. But it's an odd correlation that Conor McGregor in his first fight back after never pulling out of a fight, since he is partying so much, that he pulls out of this one. I don't know, it's just a coincidence. Something probably just happened in training, clash of heads, something happened like that, and little bone finger broken, something like that happened, and that's the only thing I'm reasoning. But I'm just skeptical about Conor McGregor's constant partying that we've been seeing, and I know he's probably done it the entire time, but just it being out there so much, it just makes me wonder about him pulling out of the fight. But ultimately, I do not think that this is the biggest loss in MMA history. I think a fight with Habib and Tony would have been absolutely the biggest thing for the UFC never to happen. Thank you guys so much for watching, and comment down below if you do think this fight with Conor v. Chandler pulling out is the biggest loss in UFC history. Like I said, I don't think it is, but for some people who are massive Conor McGregor fans, this could be for them, because we don't ultimately know when Conor McGregor is getting back, and this uncertainty doesn't bode well for the future. Please leave a like, comment, and subscribe. New MMA news and content will be coming out very soon. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please subscribe.